and welcome to the New Biz Plan, where business is looking up. I'm Mike Rodriguez, and I want to start this episode by answering a question from one of our viewers. Kevin, the person behind the camera who's capturing all the cool visual shots for us, is none other than my incredible wife, Tracy. So babe, go ahead and take a bow. Do you want to share anything with our viewers out there?
No, thank you.
Okay, I guess not this time, maybe next time. But guys, please feel free to email me questions directly. I always leave my email at the end of the episodes, or better yet, post comments or questions at the end of the episodes. I really want us to develop some dialogue between our community. I want to start with this. Today is the eve of the birth of our nation. Today is July 3rd, 2010. And I was just thinking about freedom. You know, our country declared our independence. You know, tomorrow is when we celebrate that. So I thought, what a perfect time for us as Christian business owners to talk about how we can gain our financial freedom. So I want to share some tips with you and really how not to throw money away. I really think a key to this point, a huge, huge thing for us to do is think in terms of dollars and not percentages. Here's what I mean. Let's just say you're going to buy a pen, a fancy pen for a colleague, an employee, whomever, and you're in the store standing in line and someone taps you on the shoulder and says, excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you're going to get that pen. You know, I just saw right down the street, they're selling the exact same pen for $20 less. Not a knockoff, inferior product, the exact same thing. I think for most of us, 20 bucks, you know, down on a pen, we're going to go to the other store because that's a huge percentage of the total cost. Now, let me ask you this. What if you're in line to buy a fax machine, a copier? Now 20 bucks is a smaller percentage. We might say, kind of a hassle. I'm already here, you know, no biggie. What if you're going to buy a computer? Is $20 going to really change your purchasing decision? What about when you're negotiating your office lease? Guys, now sometimes we write off a couple of $100 a month because it's just not that big of a deal for our total price. Those percentages can kill you. What you need to do to not destroy your bottom line, figure out what the number is for you. What is that sort of fudge factor? Is it $20? Is it $50? $100? For some of you, maybe $1,000. There's a couple of issues in there. There is that hassle factor, but number two, there's sort of the value of your time and what maybe that 15 minutes to half an hour is worth. But I think most of us don't think about that, so we'll throw away 20 here, 100 here, and over the course of a week or a month, that can add up to a significant amount. Please, think in terms of dollars and not percentages. Have that number fixed in your mind and know what it is so you know how to operate. Your decision is already made for you. I think about a scripture. 2 John 1:8 says, watch out that you do not lose what you have worked for, but you may be rewarded fully. Does that make sense? Guys, we've worked hard for our money. Don't throw it away. Don't, after all the things you've done in your business, all the sacrifice away from your kids, away from your family, all the turmoil you deal with, to let it slip away on foolish purchases where you could have either negotiated lower or gone somewhere else, but it's only $20, $100, whatever that is. Have the dollar amount, not the percentage. Percentages will kill our bottom line. Think about this. Las Vegas does a very wise thing. They make us trade our cash for chips, right? Why is that? Because once we give up our green and we now have this plastic, it's not real money to us anymore. It's just like buying with plastic, and that's a whole different subject. But see, this is not cash. It just represents a thing. And what do we all want to say? We see it on ESPN all the time, right? We want to go out there and say, I'm all in. And we want to push those chips because it's not money. Well, guys, if we had our dollars, you know, our dollar bills and our cash stacked up, I think a lot less people are going to say, I'm all in. They'd be betting probably differently, seeing what that tangibly represents. But because it's plastic, because it's chips, Guys, when we don't think in terms of dollars, we get fooled. When we think in percentages and not dollars, we get fooled. So keep that in mind as you move forward. I hope you hear my voice in your head. The next time you're looking at something and you know I could go to this other store and get it for $20 less, and I hope you hear my voice saying, think in terms of dollars and not percentages, and let that make your decision. And for some of you, it's going to be, I should buy it now because it's not worth my time to go there and do all that other stuff. Fine. At least you're making a specific, cognizant decision at that moment. So guys, thank you so much for being here. The question I want to leave you with is, please, and I challenge you, leave some tips for the rest of us. Post some answers to this question. What kind of ideas do you have? Money saving or money making tips, whether it comes to spending money, negotiating, different things like what I just talked about in terms of dollars and not percentages. Can you share with us? Maybe you had an experience. I'd love to hear about that. Please share that with the community. So post that for us. We can start a dialogue. We can start a conversation. I always end with my saying here, guys, that I hope we all sort of live by, and that's to keep looking up. And today, I also want to add, guys, as we as Christian business owners go out there and work for your sake, for your family's sake, do not throw away your money. We'll see you next time.